How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called the Northern Farms. And we're going to start with a description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to the Northern Farms. This map is based on 4 real-life farms situated across Northumberland, UK. Replica of real-life farms stitched together with real-life field designs, animations, birds flying across the map, pedestrians, etc. All custom-built models built by myself for the purpose of this map. 75 fields of different sizes to be farmed. Missions available across many fields, small, medium, huge. One placeable area where you can build your production/farm. 6 sell points, a BGA, a sawmill. UK license plate built into the map. Custom grass textures, loads of custom sounds. I hope you all like this map. There are no mods required for this map, and is created by SFTN and is 451.95 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. You start out here in the northern portion of the map on your starting farm, and you start out by owning Farmlands number 2, where it is your main farm, and 4 large grass, well, not large, but large-ish grass fields. Field prices do vary, and you do get some of these smaller areas, but they tend to combine everything. But even though they're combined, they still are relatively cheap. 48,000 for this one. You got 17,000 for this itty bitty field right here, so not bad at all. Got another one, 14,000. So you can really start out small, but then you can start working your way up into these kind of larger multi fields, or even the larger fields that are by themselves. 76,000 for this one, 150,000 for this one. Let's go up to here, 291,000 so far, not breaking the bank. 316,000 all the way up to 310. Yeah, so all in all, not too shabby. You are able to purchase all areas of the map, and the periphery on this map is free. Nothing, no price for it whatsoever. And buying the periphery will come in handy later, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. So we've got animal pens on this map. If we take a look here, you can see we have animal pens and pastures already ready for us. Contracts are available on this map. No production chains to start out with, and there are collectibles, 100 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, there is nothing under the buy menu, but under the build mode, if we take a look under the buildings and containers, nothing under sheds, nothing under silos, nothing under silo extensions, but under containers, scroll to the right, you'll see the Northern Farms mod right there. This is a mod specific to this map. There is nothing under tools, but under farmhouses, you'll see that Northern Farms modded house right there. There's nothing at all under productions, under animals, or under decorations, but under landscaping, take a look at a painting, we do get several additional paint swatches, and no trees or plants. Now, because we start here at the starting farm, let's take a look at some of our starting equipment. If we take a look under the buy menu, under owned items, we're starting with our medium tractors, the Massey Ferguson 3670 and the John Deere 7810. Harvesters is the Deutz-Fahr Topliner 4090H. Telehandlers, the JCB 54170 Agri Pro. Trailers, the Kloss Carrot 140 TD. Header for the Deutz-Fahr. Plows, the Agramass POV 5XL. Disc harrows, the Horsch Joker 4 CT. Seeders, the Nordstein HK 25 and S3030. Rollers, the Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD. Sprayers, the Hardy Mega 1200L. Fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS 3200. Mowers, the K-Brand GMD 4411. Tedders, the Vicon Fanix 904. Windrowers, the K-Brand GA 4731. Balers, the K-Brand VB 3190. Animals, the Silo King Trailed Line 4.0 Premium 221822. Telehandler tools, we have the Magsy Manure Fork, Pallet Fork, and Bale Fork, and the header trailer for our header. And that is everything. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here at the farm. If we hop this fence right here, you'll see we have an animal barn right here. This animal barn is a horse barn, but start out here in the field, you do have the ability to select these toys and these field items, as they're called, and you can remove them for $249. You can remove the whole bunch here. Let's go ahead and sell those. You can see, just like that, they're gone. Now, there was an icon here on the map. I should have showed that first before deleting them. It was right here to indicate that you can sell that off, but it is no longer there because we removed the items. Now, coming over here, we have our horse barn, room for 8 horses, and in here you'll see our feed trigger right there. I believe that's also the straw input too, so we can put down a manure heap in order to catch manure. Now let's head back out of here. Gonna hop the fence once again to over here. This is our chicken pasture, room for 100 chickens. We have feed here and we have eggs right here. Now I will point out 2 things. To be able to get to your eggs, you can come in, open this fence here, and then open this fence right here, and then you have access to your eggs. But I have not seen a way to be able to get to your feed in here. So the only way I can think of doing it is you do start out with a telehandler just off in that direction there. We're actually going to grab that here in a little bit. You may be able to get a bucket and load directly like over top of the fences to be able to load into this area. That's just a thought. I'm not sure if that's going to work, and if you overfill it, is it just going to spill on the floor and then you have no way of picking it up? But I've walked around here and I do not see a way to open any gates or anything like that. So you can't even get like a wheelbarrow or anything in here. You can only hop the fence. So I have no idea what to do about that. Like I said, you're gonna have to reach over with a telehandler or some kind of arm that will reach and just pour into it to use that. Over here we have a fuel tank and it is fillable. You can squeeze in here just a bit and there you go. Now I gotta squeeze back out. Let's see, we have got over here a cow barn. Let's go ahead and find the trigger. It's right over here. Room for 150 cows. Feed goes there. You can see some of our equipment right there. Have some equipment tucked in all these little nooks and crannies as you see over here. Little bunker silo right here. Manure heap right here with manure indicated right there on the floor. And our milk trigger right back here. Oh, that must be the... Okay, it's an icon for the fuel tank there. Let's see. Now let's open this fence here. Over here, we have our sheep barn. Room for 200 sheep. We also have a water tank right there. Here's our telehandler. If we come through here... Open this door. Feed trigger here. Water trigger there. Wool spawn point right there. And you can see the output for the water tank right there. Now we get to hop into our JCB here. And we're going to take this around the map. So like I said, you might be able to do something like this where if you're coming in from this kind of an angle, if you've got a bucket or something, you should be able to... Oh, if I was driving a little bit more carefully, should be able to do something like this where you can extend your bucket and then tip into said fill point. So that might be what you have to do in order to use that particular... Whoa, hey, easy. Easy. Too many buttons. Well, that's what you have to do in order to use that particular chicken pasture. Now we're going to leave the farm and we are going to head out to all of our points of interest just down the road here. Alright, so coming out here. Now, one thing I will say before we really get going, you can see, look at the traffic. They are just hauling on this map. They are just flying. Now, tucked away in here behind this door is our shop trigger. And then, around the back side over here, a repair trigger right there. Around the back side over here, we have our lime station right there. Now let's grab our JCB. And then tucked away in here, directly in front of me, that is the thorn and thistle sell point. And behind me, this is the farmer's market sell point. Heading down the road a little ways. To my left, this is the county farm shop. That is a sell point. Ooh. And pull out over here. I'm not quite sure if this is a road that I'm supposed to be able to use or not, but I'm going to use it. Continue down this way. To this area here. Now, I am not sure if this is one of the 4 farms that the map maker has intended for us to have, but it is a farm that I'm going to label as a farm, because they say that there's supposed to be 4 farms available on the map. 4 real-life farms situated across Northumberland, UK. Well, I went through this earlier and counted 5. So I'm potentially and probably overcounting, and I think I know which one I'm overcounting. But this one I do believe is one of the farms. So if we take a look at the map and we take a look where we've been and what we've seen. We started here at our main farm and we made all of our rounds to see what was there. We then came out this little driveway here, all the way down to here where we saw the shop trigger, repair trigger, lime station, the thorn and thistle sell point, farmer's market, came back out down to here, the county farm shop. Then came out to this little road here, to this area here. If we purchase Farmland number 21 for $476,616, and we need to borrow a whole bunch of money, so let's do that real fast. There we go. More than enough. We'll buy this now. You'll see we have a couple of things pop up. Now over here, looks like we have a silo, but it says missing shop item, Manor Farm Silo 1, and a whole bunch of XMLs. It just looks like something's not complete in the XML files, but this looks like an input for our silo. Over here, it looks like the output for the silo. We have a liquid fertilizer silo right here, and tucked away just over here is a fuel tank, and it's refillable. We do get quite a bit of storage in here. You can see tucked away we get some storage here, as well as the kind of inner workings of the silo. And now we continue to head down this way, make a left, come up here and we're gonna open this gate. And now we continue to follow this road around to our next point of interest. Now we can start to see our next point of interest coming up over the hill there. Not even a hill, little. There we go. This is the next farm. This is the Maidens Hall farm. Now we go back here. We remove the purchase of the first farm. We came out to this little intersection, up to the main road, and then all the way down here. Farmland number 26, if you purchase for $130,296. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll get some triggers that pop up. We'll open the gate and show ourselves around. So tucked away over here, we have a pig barn, pig pasture. There's the dialogue, a room for 400 pigs. And you have your feed here and water there. We have a silo right here, input there, output there, and a water trigger, or a water tank, I should say, right over here. And that's it for this farm. Let's go ahead and hop back in and head out to the next point of interest. So that is farm number 3 on the list. Now, the next one here, I called farm number 4, but I don't think it's technically a farm. So this here to my left, you see all these buildings that are just loaded with junk. This is going to be farm number 4. If we open up the map here, we came from this farm just down the road over to here. Farmland number 27, if we purchase it for $58,872. Go ahead and do that. See a couple of icons appear. Remove junk in barns. So we should now be able to hover over and remove the junk. And now we have access to some storage right here as well as a nice field. And yes, like I said, I called this farm number 4, but this is likely not a farm, according to the map maker. Now continuing down the road a little ways, get to the next point of interest. Alright, now here to my left, this is the animal dealer. Now this one is a little bit tricky for me, and here's the reason why. If you walk up here and you walk around, there's nowhere that I can see where you can actually load an animal trailer into this particular animal dealer. This is the first time I've ever noticed that you cannot actually use an animal dealer as a loading spot with an animal trailer. You might be able to get really close to this because here it is. Now it's possible if you bump up against this wall here with a trailer, you might be able to load in. Not 100% certain, but you can see I have to be all the way back here before I start even getting an animal dialogue box. So let me go into my normal routine here. So this is the animal dealer. You can use this icon here or the icons similar to this one at any of your pens and pastures that you had laid down in the map. If you use this icon or any of them around the map, you will notice that you will be paying an additional fee. Now, depending on what kind of animals you'll have, the fee will vary and the age of the animal also vary. You can see an adult cow is $100 per cow. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. It's basically taking the animals from the animal dealer and they are transporting the animals to the pens and pastures around your map. Now, this time I'm going to kind of put that proviso in that I was saying earlier. You are normally able to bring an animal trailer to this location to save that fee. But that being said, I don't know if you'll be able to actually activate the trigger with the animal trailer based on where this is located. Like I said, it's tucked away way back here. So I would normally say at this point, this is where you go to save money if you have an animal trailer, but I'm not certain you'll actually be able to utilize said animal trailer. So that is that there. Now we head down the road just a little bit further. We'll open this up. And this is the Northern Grain Services. We'll come tuck ourselves around this side of the road first. So you can see just ahead of me are the biogas vats that we're used to seeing. Off to the right first, we have the Northern Grain Bales Sell Point, right tucked away in here. We do have a couple of bunker silos right here, but they're not activated. Well, to activate them and to activate the biogas plant, you have to own the property. Well, the funny thing is, let's go ahead and sell off these just so we have access to the money. We don't need it though, because this is part of the periphery. You can see that we're right here, the periphery, $0. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and buy that. And now you can see the biogas plant has appeared. But this is not the only production site that pops up with this purchase. You also up here get access to the sawmill with this purchase. So you get 2 for the price of 1. Remember at the beginning of the tour, I showed the production chains. We had nothing. Well, now we have the 2, sawmill and biogas plant. And now you can see the icons are now available to us. We have our solid input here, normal products that we're used to, liquid input here, and liquid output tucked away over there. And now that we own the land, we should have access to these bunkers. And just, I'm not seeing a chaff or anything, so that tells me that these aren't actually active bunker silos. This one shouldn't be, because this is a sell point in here. Yeah, so this is a sell point. So, yeah, I guess bunker silos are actually just missing at this particular biogas plant. These look like they're supposed to be bunker silos, but they're not showing me a chaff level. So, might be an error in the map. Not quite sure. Now, tucked away over here, we've got a couple of sell points. These are the Northern Grain Services. You know what? Let's see if I can do this real quick. So this is Northern Grain Services sell point. This is Northern Grain Services 2 sell point. Oops. And now, heading on. Open this fence and head down this way. Now, tucked away back here, is the debris crusher sell point. I don't think these are actual stones for you to pick up and use. I mean, they might be actually. Those ones might actually be stones that you can use, but... And you now own the land if you own the periphery, so it might be worth coming over and testing that out, just to see. Might have a way to pick up a little bit of extra free money or to utilize them in a production point. Now we head back out to the road. And now tucked away in here, all right, to my left, this is the, oh, I lost my spot. There it is, the Northern Dairy Sell Point. And then this is the sawmill. Again, you have to purchase the periphery for $0 in order to have access to this. These icons do not appear here if you do not own the property. So, wood cell trigger here, wood cell point here, access to the actual production point, and you have your output here, and your output for wood chips right over here. Oops. Now over here, now tucked away over here, this is another misnamed XML portion, but we have, it's called Shop Item Derek's Bales Sell Point. Tucked way back here. Let's go ahead and pull in and we'll turn around. Uh-oh. I am just trying to get over the bridge, and it's not going to let me. Oh. You can see just how the traffic, it's spaced terribly, and they go so fast that it really doesn't give you an opportunity to do anything. Like, see, if I go here, I'm going to get... maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be able to... There we go. Able to sneak my way through. So now we'll head off in this direction, over this bridge, and now coming up here, whoops, is going to be our next farm, the South Healy Farm. And this is a nice big farm tucked away back here. And just go over little slats right there, because we can. All right. So, if we take a look at the map and show where we've been, what we've seen up until this point. So we were, I believe we were tucked away over here at this particular quote-unquote farm. We then came up from the roadway here. We saw the animal dealer and the possibly impossible animal trailer trigger to reach, possibly. Over to this area where we saw the biogas plant as well as the Northern Grain Bales Sell Point. We saw both the Northern Grain Services 2 and 1 sell points. Then came out here, up and around to the debris crusher, back up to the main road, went across the way here where we saw the Northern Dairy Sell Point as well as the sawmill. Then back out and up to here where we saw this, the Shop Item Derek's Bales Sell Point. Back down and around over this little river here and up to this area here. Farmland number 34 for 281,304. We purchased this, and now we have access to all this. Here we have a sheep pasture or sheep barn. 200 sheep can fit in this. And if we come around the side here, over here, you will see water trigger there, feed trigger there, but I have yet to find where the wool spawns. I don't see any hazard marks or anything that shows me where that would be. I've looked inside, I've looked outside, I just don't see it. Over here, we have a bunker silo and a water tank right back here. Over here, we have our cow barn. Slurry is here. Manure heap is there. Straw there. Feed here. And milk trigger right there. And then tucked away just in here, we have another fuel tank. And that is it for this farm. Go ahead and hop back in. There we go. We will just slither our way back to the roadway. And come up to the very northern part of the map here. Alright, tucked away all the way up here is our last point of interest. If we take a look at the map, we'll go ahead and sell that off. We came out across the creek, up here to this area here, Farmland number 37 for 33,816. Purchased that, and now we have access to another cow pasture or cow barn. Room for 150 cows. We have our manure heap here, feed there, slurry here, and water right here. Milk tank right here. Now, I did notice this little kind of issue right here, but not the end of the world. And that is it. That is the map for Northern Farms. Now it is time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. What do I think of this map? I'll be honest with you, I really like it. I really like it. It's a nice map. It has got a lot of problems. So I'm very much torn. The aesthetics of the map are very nice. They're very nice, as a matter of fact. And I do believe you have the ability to get out to some of these outer perimeter areas. Let's see. Let's go behind me real quick. I don't think you can get it from this side. No, it blocks you off here, and you can't get up to the north there. But I'm pretty sure I've seen an area where you can kind of get out to the periphery and get access to some of the extra grounds and whatnot. So we're going to drive around and while I continue to talk about this map. So what are some of the things I like about it? The color palette is very nice. It's very muted, understated. Not a lot of colors and flowers and stuff like that to really kind of draw you out. There are some. There absolutely are some. But like I said, not enough to be able to really pull you out of the immersion of the game itself. There's really nice shaped fields and nicely laid out farms. Some things that I don't care for is the traffic. The traffic is treacherous. You can see just how fast they're going. Now, they are very good on getting on the brakes, but if you pull out in front of them too quickly, you're going to get rocketed across the map because they're going to hit you and you're going to go flying. And when you're towing things or when you're doing stuff like that, it's not always the easiest to be able to, you know, pull out into traffic, let alone trying to pull out into traffic that's going 100 miles an hour, it seems. But I mean, you got all sorts of custom buildings, custom farms, custom layouts, custom fields. I mean, just everything just feels very, very unique and very well done. But like I said, there are some bits on this map that are just very clunky, very just some of the detail was just kind of missed, kind of thing. So for instance, we have the issue with some of the sell points not being named properly. We have some of the issues where I meant to turn where I was able to fall through the floor there at the cow pasture. We've got missing spawn points for the sheep wool. I mean, just things like that. It's just things that just looked like they were kind of missed or just not entirely worked themselves out, kind of thing. But I mean, it's a lot of small things, you know. But as I've said before, though, those small things do add up. They will absolutely add up, and it will be the kind of death of 1,000 cuts kind of thing. I don't feel that it's like that for this one for the most part. I think that there's more positives than negatives, and although a lot of those positives are based on just the way the map looks and how it feels, but there are some issues with it, and it will kind of draw you out of it. And you can see how I can get out here. I can get to the kind of trees that are out here, so we can do a bit of forestry out here on the perimeter. Oops, here, let's get into first person view, and I'm just going to kind of drive out here and just kind of see where we can get to while I continue to talk about this. So I mean, all in all, like I said, I really do like the layout of the map. I like that it's got some mild undulations. It's not overly like you're not gonna get huge undulations throughout the whole landscape. It's for the most part relatively flat with few exceptions. We can see here, whoops, that's a tree. I mean, just see, now we're starting to get into really thick trees. And now I'm probably going to get stuck back here. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you do have the ability to come back here and you could, you know, remove a lot of these trees and utilize this land and make it your own. Oh yeah, see, you're already behind the behind those things. You can come out to here and check this out. I mean, you could build this area up. Is that something that you can actually destroy, maybe? This little blocker? No, doesn't look like you can destroy this. But, I mean, looks like you can get access to out here and be able to place things. So you could theoretically expand this out. You still have to deal with that little area there. So maybe build out some... I don't know. I don't know how I necessarily feel about being able to get back here so easily. I know there's ways to be able to limit travel, and put up like barriers and blocks to where you can't get back and do stuff. I don't know if you're necessarily supposed to be able to be back here, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not like a huge deal, but you could theoretically build up the map and really kind of you know, expand it and make it your own, really. Now that I'm kind of over here, you can see the most outer perimeter And it doesn't look terrible. I mean, kind of adds up and looks like an extension of what we have here. You got all the access to all these trees, and it's all free. You bought the land with the perimeter, so I mean, you can do tons and tons and tons of logging, as you can see here. And now we're starting to get to a different portion of the map, just up ahead. So you can see the road network just kind of drops off there. Looks like a train line. But no, I mean, all in all, what would I give this map? What would I grade it? Well, I think, knowing that there's some issues, I'm not going to factor in this outer perimeter whatsoever. Being able to come out here, being able to not come out here, it kind of is what it is. But the things I am going to factor into it are the kind of glitches, the issues that we're seeing. Now you see all this area down here. This is like a big grass area that you can, again, that you can utilize, because I'm pretty sure this is harvestable. Oh yeah, see, look at that. This is all harvestable grass and looks like ready to harvest too. So that's really nice. So you could, again, you can purchase this area and come out here. I think there's actually a road network just up here that'll let us get out here. Maybe this is what I saw earlier, is this road network out in this particular portion of the map. We'll get over to there. But what I am going to hold against it, like I said, are those issues, those misnamed XML files, those there's a there's the grass that's inside the horse barn with the concrete padding underneath it, so it just looks like you got grass just sprouting out from concrete and just kind of looks bad. You've got this white portion of the map where it's oh, there goes the train. Yeah, and you can see, so it looks like you can get out to here. Oh, hey, there's cars, there's a load of cars. So it looks like they'll come out to this particular area. Now, can we get out of here? It looks like we... Oh, no. See, there is a barrier here. Okay, well... So you'd have to kind of be tricky to get out to here, but you could theoretically get out here and maybe create like a bridge or something. I don't know. But, I mean, like I said, this is harvestable grass, so you could come out here with equipment, harvest, or cut, bale and cut the grass and do all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean... It's really going to be up to you. But anyways, over at this farm over here, let me go to it just really quick. Actually, here, let's turn that off. I'll buy the pig farm again, and we'll go ahead and go there. Over here at the pig farm, if I go up high, you'll see these areas right here that are just, they stick out really bad. And when you drive by them, it really stands out. They're inside some of the buildings as well, so I don't know what the story is with these. Here, let's do this. Yeah, so you can see, I don't know what the story is with that. Can we... I mean, it's okay that it's there if you're able to kind of raise and lower. Okay, so you can hide it with an elevation change, so that's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. We can smooth that out a bit and make it okay. So, I mean, that's still, you know, personally, I don't think you should have to fix that kind of thing individually, but at least we have the ability to do it. That's not the worst thing in the world, in my opinion. But like I said, the XML issues, the grass growing through the barricade, the concrete floor there at the farm, the roads here, the kind of dirt paths, they just look really flat. Like, they don't look like they have texture for some reason, almost like they're missing that what is it called? The parallax inclusion kind of thing. It just looks very, very flat. Like there's nothing here. I'd love to see the map maker put in some kind of ruts or bumps on these to make it look a little bit more depth. That would be really nice, I think. But like I said, it's just when everything negative is put up against everything that's positive about this map, I really think the positives far away. Oh, and now you're starting to see some shimmer here too. Well, that's some more issues. I mean, like I said, it's just seems like little things here, little things there, and it's a real shame because, yeah, see, you're starting to see it here as well. Because all those things are adding up. They're really starting to add up. Let's go back to our main farm. So let's go into the horse pasture real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about there. Where was it from here? It's tucked right here. There it is. So you can see the concrete padding with all the grass right there. Now, yeah, I might be able to, take out the grass and all that stuff, but I might not be able to because this is technically part of the horse pasture, and the nav mesh for the horses kind of interferes with everything. So it oftentimes will not allow you to make alterations. You can mow it like normal grass, but as I've experienced on my Let's Play on Maple Farms, the grass grows back right away because there's the nav mesh that's interacting with it, and you have to actually remove the horse barn or whatever barn you're dealing with in order to permanently alter grass and things like that. So that might be something that's like permanently done unless you are able to take out this particular barn, which it looks like you are not. So the barn is there to stay unless... Oh, no. Okay, so you can sell it. So you might be able to replace it down, and then it'll look proper. It'll have the concrete padding and all that. So, and lastly, the chickens. The chickens here, like I said, I don't know any other way other than to load it with your telehandler. You can pull in from this little lift here, and then just kind of dump a bucket into it. So you'd have to buy a bucket. You'd have to use that as your kind of way of doing it. And I don't think, well, you can delete the pasture, but it doesn't delete anything else that's in here. So all in all, there's some clunky bits, but I think that's part of its charm. And with all these things, I would normally grade it relatively harshly because there's a lot of issues and it's going to require an update. And I would normally give it maybe a 1 or 2 until it was fixed, and then I would give it some other score. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. I'm going to say the score with everything as is, I think is going to be a 3. A very, very solid 3, because there's still a lot going on here that really makes it very impressive. I really like. Again, all the custom buildings, all the custom everything. The only exception I noticed was the horse barn. That's really the only non-custom thing. That's straight from Giant's horse barn. But other than that, I mean, it's really, really sharp and a really nice looking map. So I would still give it a middle of the road rating. But if everything was fixed and it was pristine, no coding issues, no issues whatsoever, I'd probably give this a 4, maybe a 4.5. This is a really solid map to me. I really, really do like it. I like how you have to navigate the lanes in order to get to certain fields. You can't get in and out of them without navigating those lanes. Now, there's no collisions on the hedges or anything like that, so you could cut through hedges and all that. But, I mean, like this field out here is tucked away by the end of this lane. I mean, there's no other way to get to it. You've got trees that are on this side here that's preventing you from getting to it. You've got fields that you could cut through. But I mean, again, it's one of those, it's nice. It's really nice. And it forces you to kind of learn and become more in depth with the map. And I like that. I like when you have to really kind of think about how you're going to proceed to a location. You can't just go kind of thing. you've got to learn, you got to adapt, and you've got to pick up things. But all in all, like I said, 3 as is, and a 4, 4.5 when the eventual updates do come out. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.